Good morning, everyone. Now, don't be alarmed, this is just a child's toy, but God, I do remember having these back in the day. I did have a big passion for guns. Even spent some time with my dad with a few of them. And I only really fired one rifle in a garage under strict supervision. Do a little bit of practice then, and I think I shot a couple of rifles back on a shooting range at an activity centre, I think in Kingswood. But of course you didn't come here to find out what I did in the past with these things. No. Instead, I wanted to talk about something I touched upon with a 1-minute short that I did yesterday. And that was that at the current moment in time, as of, and I'll have to check the bloody time now, 5 minutes to 11 a.m. here in the UK, that there is still a manhunt going on for one Robert Card, or Caird, or as far as his surname is concerned, I couldn't cared less. Anyway, what ended up happening was Robert Caird, basically walked into a bowling alley, saw people and started shooting at them with an assault rifle. And I think it would use probably something a bit more effective than Nerf darts, don't you think? Anyway, he walked into a bowling alley, started shooting people. It's now been confirmed that there's at least 18 people dead, though when they first reported it, it was more like anything from 16 to 22 people dead. And at the moment, because he's still on the loose, apparently he's now in Lewiston. So he has been able to get away for some time now. There is a massive manhunt for this guy, understandably, because who would want a gunman to go to another fucking town, another fucking venue, and start shooting people up with an assault rifle? I don't think anybody would. But all this does kind of remind me of one particular massacre that we had in the United Kingdom. Some people might remember this. I can't remember whenabouts off the top of my head this occurred. I think it was in 2006, though I could be wrong on this. Anybody remember the Hungerford massacre with Michael Ryan? A man who really did have an AK-47 and a pistol and I think a couple of grenades. Scares me to think that such a atrocity even occurred here in the United Kingdom. And it probably stands to reason for some of you people in America as to why we decided to ban guns. And is likely why I'm probably only going to ever see something like this as far as a firearm is concerned. But hey ho, I actually have shot airsoft guns before, because back when I was younger, I can't remember how long ago off the top of my head, maybe 6-7 years, maybe 8. When I didn't look like 2 people, I only looked like 1.5. But enough about my weight. I used to go airsofting, and I basically even had a time where I bought a MP5K that I wanted to go around and shoot BB bullets at people with, just as a kind of bit of fun, really. But obviously we're not here to talk about me and my passions for airsofting and what have you. I probably wouldn't be able to do it now because, as I said, I look like 2 people, but I digress. So, understandably, right now, there is a man on the loose with an assault rifle who could attack again at any time. Let's put this away somewhere before I get too carried away. So, hopefully, touch wood, the police are going to catch him soon. That's my hopes anyway. Unfortunately, they have got some things against them. First and foremost, in fairness, police have to go under marksman training as well. But Robert Card is a firearm instructor, number 1. And number 2, he was a US Army reservist, I believe. Or I might have butchered the term, I don't know. But what I do know is that he has, as far as we understand at the moment, served in the US Army. So he will be, unfortunately, quite good at being able to slip away and go into hiding. They're obviously hunting for him right now. Last saw him in Lewiston, in Maine, or wherever it is. I mean, I got a G in geography, so you can't really rely on my geography to help you out here. Anyway, he has gone out to potentially Lewiston. He could be hiding out there, or he might have even gone to another area for all I know. But he is going to have a very easy time hiding away because of his training, which means the police are going to have a harder time finding him. So what would I do in their shoes? I'd probably go to the military and say, and enlist their help, basically. Because right now, there is a man going around with an assault rifle. And that in and of itself should be scary. Anybody who has remembered the Hungerford massacre in the UK will know damn well that Michael Ryan, I can't remember how many people off the top of my head he killed, but it was at least over a dozen people, I think. And he shot at quite a few other people as well. I think the only reason some people were saved was because his AK ended up jamming or something. But we're not here to discuss the whole of the Hungerford massacre. We're here to discuss what's happening now in Maine. So, at the moment, there is at least 18 people dead, dozens injured at this bowling alley. There are even families up there, so children could have even been shot for all I know. And as far as this scumbag is concerned, I will say this much before I before I put this guy on complete fucking blast, bluntly speaking. And that is, isn't it funny how they always seem to label the man instantly, how they're able to identify people instantly when they're white. How instantly they can say, it's a white person named XYZ, Robert Card in this case. But when it comes to the religion of peace, isn't it funny how they always seems to struggle to give us a name? Isn't it funny how they always immediately go to the card of they have mental health issues and what have you? Though in their defense here and devil's advocate, they did say that this man has mental health issues, and this time they are genuinely right, because this guy was supposed to be serving 2 weeks in a mental institute to basically recover from his mental issues. And he's managed to escape, he's got a hold of a gun, and he's gone and shot up people at a fucking bowling alley. So, there you go. Now, I'm not going to sit here and debate whether or not people should fucking bear arms or what have you, because that is in America, and the way I slice it, if America wants to bear arms, they're more than welcome to have it, but I am mostly in favour of the guns, because at least then they can defend themselves from a corrupt government. Unfortunately, we pussies here in the United Kingdom decided to surrender our firearms, and now we have a tyrannical government that thinks it can control us. But that's beside the point. The point is, we have a man that's on the loose, a complete fucking nutjob, psychopath, lunatic, potentially child-murdering piece of shit that is currently running loose in America. And I do sincerely hope they catch this motherfucker as soon as possible. And personally, if it were down to me, and the police come out with their guns, and hopefully not this one, because this one's lost the top. Another BB gun I had in the past as well. Anyway, hopefully when they go out of their way and find this man, hopefully they'll just not hesitate and put a bullet between his eyes. One can hope. Because men like that do not deserve to live. If you're willing to go out of your way to go and shoot up a family venue with potentially children being up there, and you end up potentially shooting one of the children, you don't deserve to live, quite frankly, Robert Card. And I'll be clear, I don't care what religion he's from, whether he's a male or female, though obviously he's male in this. I don't care what age he is, what he does for a living. He's a scumbag, unequivocally. And nobody, oh God, my voice is breaking. Anyway, nobody worth their salt and even has half a brain cell in here is going to tell you otherwise. This man has had his free trial of life expire, and he deserves a bullet between the eyes, if nothing else. Thankfully, touch wood again, he'll be given the death sentence, the death penalty, whether it's the electric chair, they gas him, they fucking lethal inject his ass, I don't know. Hopefully the needle won't go in his ass, but maybe it will be even more lethal, who knows. Anyway, I hope they end up giving him the death penalty if he does get arrested, because anybody that does that deserves absolutely fucking nothing less, in my humble opinion. And I would treat this in the exact same manner if it was a Muslim doing it, a Buddhist doing it, a Hindu doing it, whether it's male or female, child or adult, I couldn't care less. The moment you do this kind of shit, your human rights are forfeit, in my humble opinion. Because it's the same argument I will draw you to. Did they care about their human rights, the victim's human rights, when he was going around shooting people with his assault rifle? Don't need to be a genius to figure that one out. So I do hope that they catch this man soon. My heart and my condolences go out to all of the families who have been affected by this horrendous tragedy. And I do, honest to God, hope that no more end up dead on the back of this man's actions. Because no one else should have to suffer the loss of a loved one, or a family member, or a friend, or anything. Like I said, the man deserves nothing but a bullet between the eyes. Though some would probably say he deserves to be tortured because of what he's done. I'm not going to sit here and advocate for torture, unless it's, well, even then, if it's a terrorist, I would question it. But I would certainly, if he's arrested and charged and sentenced, it should be the death penalty, in my humble opinion. They shouldn't have to put up with detritus like that. Just like if it was in this country and somebody shot up a whole bunch of people, I would want them to be killed off on the spot. Because that is a man or woman or whatever that does not deserve to live on this planet and should not be taking the taxpayers' money. So, once again, I do hope they find and catch this man and give him the justice he quite rightly deserves at this point. And that my condolences go out to the families who have been affected by this horrendous act of violence. My name's Dabima, also known as Abba the Rex, and I am, in this case, bad news for this terrorist, this scumbag, this mass-murdering piece of filth and detritus that is Robert Card. And I hope the police, the army, and everyone involved in this manhunt catch him as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. And most importantly, fuck the government.